What's up, everybody? It's Joe Miller from the Dirty Burfield, and this is vlog episode 7. I recorded a vlog for January, the first week in January of 2023, and then we had some family stuff happen where um, my wife took off to deal with some family things for 2 weeks, and I held down the fort. So I had the kids, I was working, I was doing it all. Excuses. I did record a vlog, but I didn't put all the stuff. I didn't put all the stuff together to then make the video, like the intro. That's my vice. That's my Achilles tendon. Is I can do the videos because I'm just chatting, which is fine, but it's adding the stupid intro stuff together so it's consistent. And for whatever reason, I didn't do that, and so I didn't get that first video out. Anyways, this is me talking to myself because I told myself 2023 I was going to vlog once a week for this channel, and I haven't. Well, mentally, I kind of have. But, anyways, enough excuses. Back on the horse. What am I thinking? Uh, I have been thinking a lot lately about why I like scheduling or planning to do ridiculous things. Like, why do I shoot for the moon, or like just say, hey, this is probably possible, let's go for it. And what I like about that. And so just using this most recent thing that we're doing, which is the idea of taking my family, our 3 kids, my wife, on a 30-day camping road trip from Vancouver Island all the way down to Southern California, Arizona, Utah, on a road trip slash camping trip in a 2007 Toyota RAV4. Why? Why do I come up with these things? Why am I so dumb? Um, and for those of you that have been around, you will have maybe you're here because um, of my wheeling videos, and some of you may have been here from my journey to King of the Hammers from Vancouver Island in my rock crawler. I thought it'd be cool to drive my rock crawler down um, while my wife was pregnant. Also, while I had these mandatory courses to get my real estate license that could not be missed or incomplete because I had a test scheduled, uh, as it turns out, one day before I thought it was, when I had to come back, which required me to replace a tranny and get back home with no failures in 15 hours to catch a ferry to be able to show up at 9 o'clock in the morning after driving straight and being awake for 24 hours to be in that last course before my real estate license exam. Anyways, that was a journey, and all sorts of cool things happen. But that's what I like about it, is I like that. I like the concept of putting something out there to the universe, envisioning it, and then trying to make it happen. Whether or not it happens is great, but it's all the stuff that happens along the way. And so, what's already happening now is that it's creating, what's really exciting for me is that in doing this and having this idea of getting ready to go on this trip, it's now creating all of these things along the way, even though we haven't even hit the road or started. Things like me having to figure out my business and my work and structuring that in a way that is fully mobile. I'm in finance. I do wealth coaching and life insurance, and I can do that remotely. I have been doing that remotely, but this kind of pushes it to the next level where it's like, okay, I actually have to redo my website, restructure everything, and then just be a mobile person, not even say that I'm in this particular city, which is cool. Uh, so I'm doing all that. It's creating a lot of work, and it's very timely. It's really interesting when you have these goals of how things kind of seem to just, the universe provides and things line up. So the person that I was sharing an office with, that company is also going full mobile. So they're ditching the office, and that was going to be an awkward conversation for me because I've been paying rent there, and there's no need for me to pay rent because I hadn't been to the office for 2 years, and chatted with them, and they said, yeah, we are shutting down the office, and we're going full mobile. And I was like, that is amazing. Okay, let's figure out how we can still keep our businesses working together, but on a mobile front. And so that's great. It goes hand in hand with, you know, my business working out and being in line with this idea of taking the family and hitting the road. What it's also created is this concept now of, oh, okay, well, if we're gonna go do this for 30 days and I can work from anywhere, and I'm legitimately setting it up so that I can work from anywhere, um, why stop here? Why not go travel the world? Why not go to all these places that we want to go? We homeschool our kids, and we're just set up and structured in a way where we should be able to do that. So this trip has kind of been a catalyst to more broad thinking of, oh, okay, well, if we can do this for 30 days in a car, uh, let's figure out how to make this work in other places in the world. So that's kind of what it has spawned into. And then also from that, it's created a lot of communication and things that have had to happen within the family. And there's a lot of uncertainty and fear and excitement and all of these things. So, yeah, it's the journey. It really is what happens along the way. And if you just know what's going to happen all the time and you know what your life looks like, you know, this year, next year, this month, next month, it's just this. I think that's the rat race, maybe. Is just if you always know what's happening, there's no need for you to change. You can just kind of coast. And I think that we kind of ran into that after our wild and crazy life to get to the point where we built our house. And I have this goal of having a shop with some living space on top of it. But that's not what I want to go for right now. Like, that's something that we'll circle back to. But we had this long journey of moving, renovating, flipping houses, having rental properties, all of this stuff to then be able to have land and not have neighbors that close by, and have property that, you know, the family can grow up in. And all of a sudden we got there. I broke my foot. And then I think we kind of hit this thing where, like, all of a sudden we were there. And then it was like, okay, so now we just stay the same. Like, now we just keep on keeping on. Uh, and I think we aren't built for that. I think we always need, our family in particular, and my relationship and me, we need to have some adventure plan. We need to have something that is keeping us. Um, we need to have an unknown. Like, I think I thought it would be great to, like, get to this space where it's like, okay, now we just have the business, enjoy our time together, but it's not. It's not okay. It has been okay for a little bit, but there's just so much when you know that there's so much more adventure and things to do and experience to have. I think what's cool and how I'm looking at it now is we have our home base set up. We have Airbnbs in our space, so we can generate income from that. I'm in finance, so I'm always thinking about this and how I'm applying these things into our life. Um, and we're actually in the process now of, like, selling all the kids stuff, like all the toys. We're like minimizing everything so that our house can now be rented out, because what we're actually thinking is, okay, well, we have this home base, we have this asset. What if that can cover itself, and be paid for so that then the income that I'm bringing in we can use to just be on our adventures. So that's kind of these are all the things that have spawned from this small idea of, oh, let's go travel for 30 days. Let's go on a 30-day road trip. Now it has spawned into minimizing our lifestyle, cutting costs on all the things that we pay for monthly that we're not going to need to pay for, like my office space. For those of you that were following my trip down to King of the Hammers, I was doing my real estate license in between that. That was cool. Made a boatload of money while we were building our house through real estate, which was just another like bonus on top of what I do normally. But I'm gonna hang that up if we're gonna go travel. Also, I was able to figure out and learn all the things that I suspected about the industry, which I won't talk about uh, until I officially don't have my license. Um, but that was great for the time being, and I know the ins and outs, and it was great. And that was part of the adventure when I went down to King of the Hammers of doing my real estate license while I was down there studying and going to the middle of the desert to find reception so I could do these mandatory courses that had to be finished on a particular schedule. Also resulted in the epic adventure of replacing a transmission and having to get back way a day earlier than I thought I was gonna have to be back for a final course and exam. Driving 15 hours straight after replacing a tranny and making it back here and being awake for like I think it was like 36 hours or something like that to then show up in class to do an in-person course and test. Anyways, it's all about the journey. That's what I'm realizing. That's my rambling is having these stupid goals or stupid ideas, whether or not they happen. Like it is so cool. First, like it is so cool that we're in the house that we have, and that sometimes these ideas actually work out. But I think what's the coolest thing is all the stuff that happens along the way. And to me, that's what life is about, are the experiences and things that happen on the journey. So planning some kind of goal or adventure that is kind of ridiculous, whether or not it happens, the coolest part is all the stuff that happens along the way. And that's the stuff that uh, really makes the trip once you get there, is being able to look back and be like, oh man, like remember that, remember this person we met, remember that experience, remember those feelings. Oh, it was so hard. Oh, it was so great. Like those are all the experiences of life, and I think that's why I like wheeling. I think I've talked about this before, but the nice thing about wheeling is that they're like these little micro adventures where it's like, okay, we want to go here, and you go, and sometimes it's smooth, sometimes it's not. You meet some new people. You push yourself to fix things, figure things out. You have to in order to get back home, and that's kind of the whole concept of my life. I think you don't know what's going to happen, but appreciate the journey, appreciate the moments you get to have, the shitty ones and the good ones. And I think that's what it's all about, the journey. I think it's all about the journey. Anyways, that's my rambling. Welcome to 2023. I hope it's awesome for you. Go plan some epic adventures, and like and subscribe if you want to hear me ramble on more and see some wheeling videos. I will be getting back out now that my wife is here. So I don't know where I'm going to go. A couple places. I want to build some trails. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Peace.